wake of Queen Elizabeth II's passing after an extraordinary reign of 70 years, the world now turns its attention to her successor, King Charles III, a figure shrouded in both reverence and intrigue. Charles assumes the throne at the age of 73, making him the oldest person to ascend the British monarchy in its storied history. A mysterious prophecy emerged when a renowned 16th century astrologer announced that Charles III might indeed abdicate the throne in favor of a mysterious figure. So, why and what will happen? Join us to discover 10 unexpected facts that make King Charles III abdicate that you never knew. Number 1. What does abdication mean? To abdicate is a power verb that carries significant implications, particularly when connected to the monarchy. It denotes the act of relinquishing control or management over something one is in charge of. In the context of a king or queen, abdication signifies an official statement when they express their desire to step down from their role, no longer wishing to bear the weight of their royal responsibilities. Number 2. Has any king in British history ever abdicated? The history of England holds a precedent of kings abdicating the throne. One notable example is King Edward VIII, who is the Queen's uncle, held the position of head of state for a mere 326 days before making the momentous decision to step down on December 10, 1936. Alongside his brothers, including Albert, who later became King George VI, King Edward signed the pivotal instrument of abdication. This official document served as a declaration of his intention to abdicate the throne. However, that Edward's abdication required parliamentary approval, which took place on December 11. Once the parliament gave its consent, Edward was formally removed from his position as the head of state. The primary reason behind his resignation was his desire to marry Wallis Simpson, an American woman who has been divorced. The decision sparked widespread controversy and encountered vehement opposition from various quarters, including the members of the royal family, the Church of England, and politicians of the time. Number 3. A permanent dark stain. The years Charles spent as a prince witnessed a gradual decline in his popularity among the public, especially following his divorce from Princess Diana in 1996. Even in more recent times, such as 2021, a poll conducted on behalf of Newsweek revealed that the British public anticipated Prince William to succeed Queen Elizabeth II instead of his father. But that didn't happen. The accumulated resentment and perceived mistreatment have left a long-lasting stain on Charles's reputation, which has not been easily overcome. Charles endured the enduring resentment of numerous subjects, which some attribute to the lingering sympathy for the late Princess Diana and perception of how Charles treated her throughout their marriage. Recent polls and public sentiment indicate a growing preference on Prince William to assume the role of monarch, bypassing Charles. This shift in public perception reflects the public's desire for a fresh leadership and a break from the controversies of the past. In light of these circumstances, insiders have engaged the royal experts to discuss the potential implications of Charles stepping down and far-reaching consequences of the future of the monarchy. Number 4. Charles would abdicate when? According to the royal historian Marlene Koenig, there exist 2 scenarios in which Charles would be alive but no longer be the king. Koenig explains that, for the first time under the Regency Act, it could be activated if Charles were to face physical incapacitation, rendering him unable to speak or move. In a situation, certification of multiple individuals, including their spouses, would be required to confirm the monarch's inability to carry out their duties. Should this occur, the next in line, Prince William, would assume the role of regent. Another more contentious possibility is abdication. Koenig remarks that this is highly improbable as Charles extends to follow in the footsteps of his mother. Charles cannot simply decide to abdicate his own. it would require the UK Parliament to pass the Abdication Act to make it official. He can't just say it. Okay, this is mine, William. No, the succession to the throne is legislated by the Parliament. However, if Charles really wants to back down, he can. But at least the law can provide for William's legal succession. Number 5. Challenging the monarchy. While abdication has gained acceptance among other European royal families, such as in Spain and the Netherlands, it remains a deeply ingrained taboo within the English monarchy. The memory of the last abdication, that of Edward VIII, who chose love over duty by marrying a divorced American, lingers as a reminder of the consequences. Edward's decision to abdicate was seen as a direct challenge to the system of government that held the divine rights of the kings at its core. In 1936, the Act of Abdication became a lifeline thrown by the Parliament to safeguard the monarchy and ensure its continuity under Queen Elizabeth II. As Charles assumes the mantle of kingship, abdication emerges as a potential path should similar circumstances arise. The weight of this choice cannot be underestimated, as it would require a significant event or scandal to precipitate such decision. History shows that English monarchy holds steadfast to its tradition, and the concept of abdication represents a seismic shift in its foundation. Yet, with the passage of time and evolving nature of society, the possibility of abdication cannot be entirely dismissed. Number 6. The burden falls on the next successor. The weight of responsibility shifts to the next successor, bringing with it a cascade of consequences. One of the far-reaching effects of a monarch's abdication is the displacement of every other member of the royal family in the official line of succession. In the event of Charles stepping down, the crown would pass to William, who would ascend to the throne, while his son, Prince George, would inherit the esteemed Principality of Cornwall, as shared by Koenig. The inheritance includes a vast portfolio of privately owned land and assets, which is estimated value of $1 billion as of March, as reported by The Guardian. Such a sudden change puts enormous pressure on both William and his young son. They would have to swiftly adapt to their newly found roles, assuming the responsibilities and expectations that Charles had spent years preparing for. Number 7. Mysterious prophecies. An English author by the name of Mario Redding dedicated a significant portion of his life to the study of Nostradamus' writings and published multiple books on the subject. Though Redding passed away in 2017, his works delved into Nostradamus' prophecies, including those pertaining to the death of Queen Elizabeth II and the subsequent accession of King Charles III. Tragically, Queen Elizabeth passed away at the age of 96 on September 8, 2022, aligning with Redding's writing that Nostradamus had predicted her demise in that year, mentioning that she would pass away 5 years shorter than her mother's lifespan. Queen Elizabeth's mother had passed away at the age of 101. While Nostradamus authored his prophecies in the 16th century and Redding penned his interpretations years ago, their accuracy in predicting Queen Elizabeth's age at the time of her passing, which is 96, and Charles's age at the time of his accession, 74, is quite remarkable. Moreover, Nostradamus purportedly foresaw a scenario in which King Charles III would relinquish the throne in favor of an enigmatic king, a notion that Redding explored in his book, drawing from readings that are supposedly originated from 450 years ago. Interestingly, there has been some speculations regarding Charles's age and health, with viral images of his swollen finger raising concern. Redding referred to a Nostradamus poem that hinted that an individual who never aspired to be king ultimately assuming the throne. In the light of this, Redding suggested the possibility of Prince Harry, rather than his brother, becoming a monarch one day. This speculation gained further attention when Harry attended the controversial King's coronation ceremony before hastily returning to the US for a concert, just 9 days prior to the momentous event. Another potential scenario emerges, one where an unknown member of the royal family lays claim to the throne. Rumors have circulated for some time suggesting that King Charles and Queen Camilla may have hidden child during their previous marriages. Such a revelation, if true, could introduce an unexpected contender to the line of succession. Number 8. Prophecies fulfilled. Nostradamus, renowned for his vast collection of prophecies, naturally had many predictions that did not come to pass. However, there are certain prophecies that bear such striking resemblance to actual events that they defy mere coincidence. One such prophecy revolves around the defeat of King Henry II in a battle by a younger lion. Nostradamus wrote, "The golden cage pierced its eyes. 2 wounds made one, then it died unjustly." Tragically, King Henry II met a brutal end, lending an eerie credibility to the prediction. Notably, Nostradamus accurately foresaw other significant historical events. He predicted the devastating Great Fire of London in 1666, as well as the tumultuous French Revolution. Even more astonishingly, Nostradamus foretold the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963 with eerie precision. His words, "From above, evil shall descend upon the great man," seem hauntingly prophetic when linked to this infamous crime. The credibility of Nostradamus' prophecies, proven through historical data, lends an air of intrigue to his writings. These instances demonstrate his ability to perceive future events with remarkable detail. Nostradamus' prediction of King Charles II add to their importance and accuracy. Number 9. The future of the Commonwealth. Nostradamus refers to Charles as the King of the Islands in one of his poetic verses. As King Charles III, he not only reigns over the British Isle but also holds a position as the head of the Commonwealth. This mention raises questions on whether this title implies the potential disintegration of the Commonwealth during Charles's reign, leaving him with sole dominion over the British Isles. Number 10. Should he be ready to abdicate? In order to counter the prevailing global trend of aging, it is suggested that Britain's incoming monarch should retire at the age of 75. By embracing a shorter reign and abdicating at this age, in line with the mandatory retirement age of British judges, Charles could potentially utilize his time on the throne more effectively. While it is true that many individuals remain productive beyond the age of 75 in various professions, it is crucial to acknowledge that the role of governing a country is unlike most other occupations. The risks associated with cognitive decline become particularly pronounced for world leaders, giving high stakes involved in their decision-making and the demanding nature of their responsibilities. Factors such as stress, rigorous schedules, and insufficient sleep can exacerbate the impact of aging on cognitive abilities. Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable reign until the age of 96 stands as an extraordinary exception, deviating from the typical lifespan of British monarchs who have come before her. It is evident that Charles III assumes the throne at an age when many of his predecessors have already passed away. Considering this, it may be wise for him to embrace retirement and set an example for the world. By doing so, he would demonstrate a recognition of the challenges associated with aging and the need to gracefully transition leadership to the next generation. Such a decision would not endorse ageism, but rather showcase a commitment to a well-being and longevity of monarchy as an institution. However, it is important not to equate retirement with a reduction in the value of the contributions of older adults. Wisdom and experience hold immense value, and societies would benefit from embracing the insights offered by the elderly. The proposal for retirement in this context relates specifically to the unique demands and pressures associated with ruling a nation. By stepping aside at an appropriate age, Charles would allow for a seamless succession while honoring the dignity and vitality of geriatric individuals in various other aspects of life. What do you think about King Charles III should abdicate or not? Please leave your feelings by commenting below, like and subscribe to update the latest videos about the British royal family. Thanks for being here!